questions of staff and public? Councillor Perks.
Thank you very much. I just want to make sure that I go over some of the ground about how this is working. First of all, the money to purchase this park is all money generated from the land acquisition reserve that comes from development cash in lieu. Is that correct?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that's correct.
And just as a side note, what percentage of the cash in lieu generated in one region goes to the global citywide fund?
So the 50% goes to citywide, 25% of that to citywide acquisition, 25% of that to citywide improvement. So those would be regional kinds of facilities.
So the South District would be a net exporter of cash?
I think that's fair to say. Both in the South and the North York Yonge Street corridor, we've had significant development.
So it would be fair to say on a net basis that this is something paid for by development in the South District? Yes,
and as $34 million actually sits in the local South Acquisition Reserve. So the local South Acquisition Reserve has more than sufficient funds to purchase.
So no money is being transferred out of other regions in the city to pay for this?
No.
Okay, thank you. We've had this policy of looking at different communities in terms of park deficiency and using that to guide our acquisitions for how long?
Since 2002.
Since 2002. And in the last bunch of years, has that guided the majority of acquisitions?
Through the chair, actually, when I was general manager in Parks, Forestry and Recreation, we actually took a report forward to council, through Parks and Environment Committee and to council, to outline whether or not we had actually purchased in accordance with that plan. And we had, for all staff-initiated purchases, there was one purchase that was actually initiated by council that didn't achieve the parkland acquisition goals.
And is this a staff-initiated purchase?
Yes, it is.
I see. And this particular area, this is deemed by the formula you use, which is the number of people to the amount of parkland. This is deficient, is that correct?
Yes, it is. So we, as I mentioned earlier, I think we purchase where we are in either the bottom quintile or the second lowest quintile of parkland provision, subject to there being available funding. This is in the second lowest parkland provision, and we have sufficient funding available.
And the land that generates the cash in lieu is more expensive, so per acre it generates more, and that sort of matches up to the purchase price. Is that correct?
That's true. So if a developer was actually able to provide the land, the value of the land would still be the value of the land. If they can't provide the land, they provide money at that same level to be able to allow us to purchase land in the nearby areas.
So given that no money is coming from the other regions, given that this is identified as having less than the average parkland than other neighborhoods in the City of Toronto, I or any other member of council, and given that all the money is being generated in the South District, or any other member of council trying to construct an argument that this is somehow unfair to North or West or East District, I would just be crazy to make that argument. It would be counterfactual. Am I right?
I would just simply say the staff are recommending this because it meets all of the council-approved policies.
Thank you.